Hey everybody, Dylan from Noblerecordstore here, coming at you with another video. Tonight I wanted to do a video, just a best of 2018 best finds, highlights of the year for us, and all that stuff. So these are I just pulled out, there's no particular order, there's no number, top 10, nothing like that. I just pulled out some highlights, some stuff I could talk about, some of the best finds. So my collection's definitely grown a lot this year over just quality, and just some big wants on the top of my list have been found. So this has been the best bootleg find of the year for me. So that's what we got on the turntable right now. This is Pink Floyd, The Box. As you can see, it's a holographic cover, but it's a 6 LP bootleg. You don't see these ever. This is the only copy I've ever seen. I was able to get it for a really good price. This is like I said, 6 LP. It's a double, 2 concerts. So it's there's 2 3 LP sets in here. So the first concert is August 6, 1980. That's an audience recording. The second concert is August 9th, 1980. That's a soundboard recording. They're both at Earl's Court in London. So I'll show you. They're all on like a really nice green colored vinyl. I'll pull one of these out so you can see it. So it's got really nice, beautiful trifold jackets in here. There's 2 of them. This is the one we're listening to. It's the audience. So I'll just show you real quick. So that's got like a really light green transparent vinyl. This is a little bit darker, and then there's like a super dark one that you can barely tell it's green unless you hold up to the light. So really nice bootlegs, as you can see. So there's 2 of those in there. I don't want to spend too much time on it. I uploaded a video about it a while ago if you want to look back on my videos. So this is the best bootleg find of the year. Just really cool. There's only 500 of these ever made, and I've never seen another one. So that's been my favorite bootleg find. These are not in any particular order, but this is definitely the best #1 find of the year. This is a promotional copy of Zeppelin 1. It is beautiful. I'm telling y'all, it is near mint. That white label promo. I got really lucky on this. Basically, my wife was in the grocery store and I was out in the parking lot on my cell phone, just kind of waiting on her. And so I just pulled up eBay and I just searched Led Zeppelin, and it was the first thing that popped up. Apparently somebody had listed it, and I pulled it up right when they listed it. So I just bought it. I saw it had that promo copy. It was $18 with free shipping, and it was buy it now. So I just nabbed it as quick as I could. I didn't even look at condition. I didn't care if it was just a jacket. It was a promo copy, 18 bucks. It's crazy. So, you know, that's probably a $500 record in that condition. It's mint. This is one that I had been hunting down for years. This is Barbed Wire Sandwich by Black Cat Bones. Black Cat Bones is the name of the band. Barbed Wire Sandwich is the name of the album. But this is some... so the highlight of this album for me, this is a hard rock, blues rock record. This one it has some members from the band Free in it, but this is just a killer psych blues fuzz rock record. Really hard to find. These are, when you find them, well over $100 in good shape. This one I got at a local shop for pretty cheap. Got a great deal on it. It's on the PIP record label. This is a nice copy. So that's one that I have been looking for. So that was a good find for me. And I have been looking for it for a couple years. I previously had a reissue on Tapestry. So if you're looking for a reissue, there's one on a record label called Tapestry. I already sold mine. But that is the best reissue you can find. It's a really good quality, really good sounding reissue. This is West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band Part 1. This is one I have been looking for, like I said, a couple years. You know, this is a psychedelic essential classic. This one I got from Earhead 6 Bo on YouTube. Big shout out to you, my man. He helped me get this. It's really nice copy, really good shape. I had just been looking for it for a while, and he knew it, and so he helped me get a copy of that. So can't thank you enough, Bo. Bo's just the nicest dude. This next one is a copy of Funkadelic's Maggot Brain. I got this at a yard sale. This is an original First U.S. pressing, just in really good shape, and it's on the Westbound label. But I heard about a yard sale that had a bunch of records, and the guy that had he had thousands, and like it was on all of the major like Craigslist, all the major posting sites, whatever you want to call it, and no one came to it. I went and talked to the guy. I was late getting there. I was getting there at the very end of the first day. It was a 3-day sale. And he said no one came. Like, he had sold a couple Bob Seger records, but nothing else. And he had priced everything at a quarter of the median Discog price. So I actually got this original U.S. Maggot Brain for $20, $25, something like that. I bundled a bunch of stuff together, so I probably got it for around $20. But this is a nice. This is definitely the nicest copy I've ever had or seen. Maggot Brain Funkadelic, really killer record. This is another one, Safe as Milk by Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band. This is one that this is a Red Buddha label original pressing. This is one that's just really tough to find these originals. It's just a crazy good album. I absolutely love it. I know a lot of people get turned off by Captain Beefheart because of his biggest, Trout Mask replica. This is not like Trout Mask, in my opinion. This is a lot more. It flows better. It's a lot more melodic. It's easier to swallow, if you will. So big shout out to Black Cat Records. He's on here on YouTube. That's his name on here. He's Buy It Now Records on eBay. But he's a good friend of mine, lives locally, and we swap and trade and meet up all the time. So he's given me some good deals this year, but this is maybe my favorite one I've gotten from him. This one, this one's called Mighty Baby. This is self-titled of the band Mighty Baby. This is an absolutely incredible psychedelic rock album. This is one of my favorite records of all time, and I do not say that lightly. This is a white, when it's not a white label promo, it's just a promo. I don't think they did white labels, but it's on Head Records. This is one that's just really tough to find. The fact that I'm holding one is just ridiculous. But I wanted one for years. I love the album. Couldn't find one. It was driving me crazy. One popped up on eBay. I wasn't really happy with the condition of it, but I didn't see it very often. So I bought one on eBay earlier this year. It wasn't in great shape, and I knew that, and the price reflected it. So whatever. Not a week later, I bought a collection that had this in it, and it's just a really sweet, nice promo copy of it. Sounds amazing. The vinyl's pristine. So if you don't know Mighty Baby, check this one out. I highly recommend it. This next one is like Grail City. All right, this has got everything going for it. This is Bob Dylan. This is a promo copy of his first album. This is got the Columbia sticker. A new star on Columbia Records. So when this was issued, no one knew who Bob Dylan was. That just blows my mind. But this is an original 6i, and I'll show you the label. It says demonstration copy on it. This one's in fair shape. I mean, it's in decent shape. It plays well. There's no skips or anything like that. It's not a perfect copy by any means. It's got some wear and tear on it, but just the fact that I have an original promo copy of this album with the 6i label, this is priceless to me. I absolutely love it. Bob Dylan's one of my favorite artists, and that's my favorite album by him. So, I love that. This one is Bubble Puppy. The name of the band is Bubble Puppy. A Gathering of Promises is the name of the album. This is a really killer, essential psych record. I pulled this one because, I have been looking for this record for a while. At that yard sale I got the Funkadelic at, I got a copy of this, but it was really beat up. I wasn't happy with it. And I bought a collection in maybe April or May that had just killer stone cold classic, one after the other. It was like maybe 1,200 records, 2,500 CDs. But he had, it was just so many psych grails in there. If you want to look back at my video, I can't remember what it's called, but it had something to do with, I'll put a link of it in the description of this video so you can see it. But it was just so many huge wants on my want list. that I got with that collection. So this is one really, really nice copy that I had gotten. I was so happy to get. So that's Bubble Puppy, A Gathering of Promises. It's one of my favorites. So speaking of Bubble Puppy, this next one's called Demian. This is an offshoot of Bubble Puppy. It has some of the same members that Bubble Puppy had. This is a really heavy fuzz psych rock record. This is killer stuff. I mean, absolutely great. Hard to find. Really difficult to find this record. And when you do find it, they're sky high in price. If you're a new subscriber to our channel, in August, we drove, me and my whole family drove out to Albuquerque, New Mexico from Charlotte, North Carolina and back. My son's autistic, and so there was some therapy in Albuquerque that we wanted to go help him take advantage of. So we just made a big road trip of it, and we hit all the cool cities on the way there and the way back. So we drove through Atlanta, Georgia. We went down through, Alabama, Arkansas, went through Louisiana. We made a big loop around Texas, went through Arizona, stayed in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We went to the Grand Canyon, went to Zion National Park. We drove through Utah, Colorado, Oklahoma, Tennessee. I mean, we hit a ton of stuff, but I got a huge box of records, and I only picked the best of the best stuff on that trip because I could not afford to bring a whole ton of stuff home. It's tight on space. But this is maybe my favorite find from the whole trip. I got this in Austin, Texas, from a friend of mine owns a shop. It's called BLK Vinyl, and it's in Austin, Texas. And he cut me a killer deal on this, so I really appreciate that. But this is it's Demian if you want to look it up. I know there's clips of it on YouTube. This is a killer psych record. Strongly recommend it. This is another one. I would call this a psychedelic masterpiece. This is J.K. & Co. Suddenly One Summer. J.K. & Co. is the name of the band. So the guy who wrote this album and sang on all the tracks, he was a 16-year-old kid. It's just unbelievable that a kid that age could write something this good. It just blows my mind when I hear it, that somebody of that age could have enough life experience and artistic just ability to just crank something like this out. It's unbelievable. I mean, if you look at the 16-year-old kids now that are putting out music, or even a little bit older, I mean, this album seems like it has years of maturity on it. The kid's mother was a guitar player, I believe, and she had some ties with the Fender guitars, and so that also got him some connections in a bunch of different ways. But he had lots of cool gear, knew lots of cool musicians that played on the tracks. And so this is a really, it's a sought-after grail that's on White Whale Records. I had a reissue of that, and the reissues are pretty easy to find. You can find them pretty much anywhere online, but this is an original. I was able to find it. This is another one from my buddy at Black Cat Records. Really, really good. Thrilled to have this. This was a grail for me for a long time, and I was able to get it this year, so thank you so much, man. This one I posted a video a few weeks ago about. This is called Dias de Blues. It's a blues rock band from Uruguay. Just a killer record. They only pressed these originals in Uruguay with this cover. They changed the cover and pressed some in Argentina, but the original copies were only pressed in Uruguay. To my knowledge, there's only a couple hundred in existence. So this is, if you like blues rock, this is like, all the lyrics are in Spanish, but it's like Cream meets Jimi Hendrix meets, it's some dirty, nasty blues rock. I mean, it's good. Really, really, if you're a guitar player, find this. Dias de Blues, 1972. Killer. And they have reissues of it, and it's on iTunes and all that stuff, but really great. So, I took a road trip. I take road trips up to Asheville all the time. It's only maybe Asheville, North Carolina. It's maybe 3 hours tops from my house. And so we go up there all the time. I got family in Asheville, so we'll go. There's lots of great records in Asheville, so I'll just go around and try to dig wherever I can and kind of make, if we want to get out of the house for a weekend or something, we'll go do that. So early this year we did that, hit a bunch of places in Asheville, a bunch of small towns around it. And I was in this small town called Zirconia, and this guy had a garage full of records, and I was digging around in there, and there's black widows down there. It was, I mean, tons of black widows. I was dodging them. And guys, I know. I mean, you record guys might know the struggle's real with the black widows and spiders and stuff. About 3 years ago, I got bit right here on my arm by a black widow. It really screwed me up. But this is an original Velvet Underground and Nico. This is Third State, but it has the peelable banana cover. I had been looking for one for that at that time for a while. I had an original copy a few years ago, but I sold it. So I found this in his garage, got it for really cheap. I was thrilled to have it. But I'd always wanted one that was unpeeled. And a few weeks ago, I found this on eBay. Like I said, I don't shop too much on eBay, but this was mislisted. It said that it was a 73 reissue. It had a printed cover and all that stuff, but I saw that there was some pink right here that looked like the peel was just a little bit off on that pink banana underneath. So I just took a chance and I bought it. Got it seriously cheap. But this is the same issue as this other Velvet Underground Nico. It's a Third State, but it has the banana. Everything's intact. It's a beautiful copy. The vinyl's actually better on this one. So I was thrilled to get that one at such a cheap price. I still would like to get a First State with the Emerson back, the torso cover and all that stuff. A few months ago, I got this from a buddy of mine who's selling off his psych collection. This is the 13th Floor Elevators, the psychedelic sounds of the 13th Floor Elevators. This is a 1966 record. This is a very early psychedelic rock record, and this thing really, really kicks. This is an original mono copy. There's a label. The first time I heard this album, I was in high school, and I had up to that point only heard like mainstream classic rock. I didn't go outside of that. I didn't know anything outside of that. I was just getting my feet wet with it and learning how to play guitar and all that stuff. And I had written an essay. I had to write some paper for English class. I had to write an original story and all this stuff. So I wrote this story called The 13th Floor Elevator. I'm not joking. I had never heard of this. But in the story, there was this elevator that if you took it, it was a secret elevator in this hotel, whatever. It's dumb now, but I was in high school, y'all. And when you get up to the 13th floor, and on that 13th floor was where all the dead rock stars lived. And it turns out they had all faked their death. You know, Elvis, Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix. All these guys had faked their own death, and they had this just rock and roll party going on this 13th floor of this hotel. Because as you know, hotels don't have a 13th floor. That's why this is named that. But I had written this story called The 13th Floor Elevator. And my teacher was like, you should really listen to that album if you haven't heard it. And I had never heard of it at the time. And I was able to hear a copy of it. And it just blew my mind. I was like, how does this record, how is it not more popular? It's unbelievable. And, you know, it took me some years to get as deep into psych as I am now, which is probably not nearly as deep as a lot of you, but this is just an amazing record. This is the gateway record for me to get into psych. So that one's amazing. I was able earlier, a few months ago, to start getting some Stooges stuff. Have been looking for an original self-titled Stooges. This one is an incredible copy. This is a first pressing of their first. This is a first pressing of Funhouse, which these are just crazy rare and crazy hard to find. Funhouse is harder to find for me than the self-titled was, but I just got this Funhouse record the other day. Was able to get it at a really good price, and the other one at a really good price too. So those were big on the top of my want list. And that brings me to my last one. This one's Bob Smith's The Visit. Artist called Bob Smith. The Visit's the name of the record. This is another one I would call a psychedelic masterpiece. There's a lot of elements of like acoustic psych, folk psych, and then it'll go just straight into just heavy psych, heavy fuzz rock guitar stuff. It's a 2 LP. It's very well written, very well put together. I kind of made a joke on it. I kind of did a very short review on my Instagram, but I said it's as seamless as when Mr. Rogers, changes his car to get in his shoes without skipping a beat and maintains eye contact. Like, that's how seamless this record is. It just flows so well, and it just takes you on a trip. So this is the one that's been on my want list for a long time. I don't normally tell prices and stuff, but I got this for $30, which is unbelievable. These are normally about $200-300. Really hard to find a record, but it's incredible. I'm telling y'all, seek this out. At least find a copy to listen to. I've never seen a reissue. I'm not saying they don't do it, but this is a 2 LP. Like I said, it's a fantastic album, really great. Highly recommend it. Bob Smith to visit. So those are just some of the top ones that I found this year. There's a lot I could have pulled out and mentioned. I found a lot of really great things this year. My collection grew a lot this year. Before this year, so in 2017, I was kind of dormant. I had sold a lot of my stuff off, and in 2018, I did my first pop-up, and honestly, my first pop-up was so I could sell everything I had and get out of doing records. I didn't want to do it anymore, and the first pop-up went so well, I bought another collection and did another pop-up, and bought another one, did another pop-up. Then I started uploading YouTube videos around March, and then I had no subscribers or anything, started in March, and now here's the end of the year, and I just hit 2,000 subs, and it's just been crazy, fun time in the vinyl community, and getting to know a lot of you guys, making so many friends. We started a podcast, like I said, started doing pop-ups, started making t-shirts, all that stuff. So, man, we're just so thrilled with the way it's been, and having such a good time doing records and stuff. Now I'm realizing this is probably going to be a part of my life for a long time. So thank you guys, everybody who's subscribed and commented and watched my videos. Really appreciate you guys. If you want to follow us on Instagram or Facebook or anything, the links to that are in the description of this video, and my podcast. I would love if you guys listen to it. I've got 2 episodes up now. It's called Vinyl Biography, so check those things out. But thank you guys so much for a great year. We're excited for 2019, and we'll see you then.